Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Grace, Peace, and Balance podcast. Today is Wednesday, August 11th, and this is episode 87. I have an amazing gentleman here whom I have known a little over a year now. He's a member of a group I am in. And here is his bio. I will read a short version of his bio, and I will be posting his bio and his social media links in case anyone wants to get in touch with him. His name is Glen Boudreaux. Glen is a principal and owner of Bourdeaux Associates. He has spent the last 42 years creating distinctive residential and commercial projects, providing personal luxury lifestyle environments for high-end residential, commercial, and hospitality clients around Texas, the United States, and Costa Rica. Glen is a leader and a distinguished member with the interior design community and is respected by his peers and clients as well. Armed with a degree in interior design from LSU School of Architecture, he is a registered interior designer, RID, in Texas. Glen has earned an impeccable reputation among his peers and professionally consults fellow designers, other professionals, and business owners through his seminar division and private consultations. Glen is an established trainer and presenter offering design, business, and personal development training courses all around the United States. He is a certified Jack Canfield trainer, author of the Success Principles, Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Power of Focus. Glen is also certified in the Barrett Values Assessment Tools, which is an assessment tool he uses in the business, college, and corporate setting to train people and companies as it relates to organizational culture. He believes in the value of success principles. Glen is in the process of writing 2 books. Oh, wow. 1 design and 1 business book. He also believes in applying those proven principles in creating his seminars to help attendees use the same tools he uses to achieve success in his personal, professional, and community life. My goodness, that is quite a resume, and I haven't even read all of it. Welcome to my podcast, Glen. So glad to have you here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. So talk to me. So you're still working on design, right?
Yes, since I started with Jack Canfield about 5 years ago, I've kind of made the decision to have a second career, second chapter in my life, which was to what my true passion is teaching, but to help people to just become better, to live their best life for the rest of their lives. And that's kind of what my personal mission is to, a long time ago, I was told that the best thing in life is that when you meet someone, that you leave them better when you leave them than when you first get to them or first meet them.
Oh my God.
And I've always remembered that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very powerful. So, so you're still continuing. So when are you still going to do both the coaching, the success principles, and still work on your designs, or you're going to finish up design and start completely do the training, the personal development training?
The funny thing about all this is that this past December was supposed to be the end of the design business. And because of COVID and all the delays of things or whatever, so it's going to probably February, March is kind of where the projects will end. Because I want to end well within the design business. And as Steve Welling says, he wanted to end well. And I think that's, I took that mantra from him, and that I want to be able to end well with the design business. But during this time, I'm using that to continue writing on the book and to continue to, pare down the business, but, ramp up the jewelry business and ramp up the speaking and training business. So it's, I want to be able, I was telling somebody the other day, my goal is to work no more than 60 hours a month rather than 60 hours a week. Hitting 64, it was real interesting. There was a lady on a call and she said, "Honeys, I'm not 84 years old. I achieved level 84. I said, "Well, I've achieved level 64. She goes, "Oh, honey, you have a long way to go." And when she said that, it was like, I do have a long way to go.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready for the next chapter in my life. That's kind of where, where it is. But I want to live it well. I want to do and help other people. And that's, my assistant told me the other day, she says, Glenn, she goes, you have no idea how much you impact people. She goes, I get phone calls from all the showrooms and stuff that they love when you come in because you always make them smile and you always have this wonderful things to say. But that's just who I am. I don't think of that as, as something that I go and try to do. That's just who I am. And when we can get that mantra of just, being nice and just helping people and complimenting people for even if it's just complimenting for their smile, it's just, that's what life is about. It's just to make other people, as human beings, we're all made to be of service. That's just who we are.
Yes.
And when we can be of service to someone else in just the smallest way, we've made a difference in that person's life. That's golden.
Yeah, that is so true. And I can attest to that because for the meetings we've been having over a year now, the academy, and then especially when we have the breakout rooms and we're together and the advice that you give and how positive you are, like the reason why I always wanted to get you into my podcast was that, so I can attest to that. You're very
well, thank
inspiring.
you. That just gave me chills.
Thank you. Okay, so talk to me about the book. You're writing 2 books. Can you talk about them a little bit?
Well, the first book is called Redesign Your Life, Redesign Your Business. And actually, what I'm doing now, I'm kind of living the book because I'm redesigning my life. But the concept of it is to design your life the way you want to live it.
Yes.
And with, because I'm gonna have the book, I'm gonna have a program, and I'm going to have a journal that's going to all be one complete package. And when we can design the life we want to live and then design our business to support the life we want to live, then we have more of a life-work balance rather than a work-life balance. So I'm flipping work-life balance on its head.
Yes.
And approaching it from a different way, but I'm approaching it from more of a designer standpoint. And using some of the things that come in. So my approach to it is like building a house. Okay. And because that's what I do. I help people redesign, their homes, which is their exterior of their life. But I also help them redesign the interior. So I'm redesigning the interior and the exterior for people. But it's, because, like Jim Bunch says, we have 9 environments. And if we don't have all of our environments in place and the way that we want, then we can't get to the success that we want to achieve. And so I just help people think about all those different areas and help them design those areas to get to where they really want to end up.
Oh, so that is what the book is going to be about.
That's what that book is. And then I have 2 other things that are just kind of mulling around. One is a different approach to customer service, and another one is a design book.
A design book. Okay, great. So what are you passionate about most right now?
I think my truest passion is teaching, is to just help people think differently, to approach life differently. But when you see that light bulb come on in somebody's eyes and you know that you've affected their life for the rest of their life, that's just the most passionate thing that I can think of, is to help people. And, when I see that or when I talk to other people and they go, oh my God, I never thought about it that way, I just get chills. I mean, and I know that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. There's little things in the universe that tell you, what you should be doing and what's right and what's the right path. But a lot of times we ignore those. We don't pay attention to those little things that just make a difference. For us, we can help other people make a difference, but we also have to make a difference for ourselves. Yeah. And one of the clients that I had a long time ago, and then I heard it from a speaker, and Brian Dodge, and he says that we always have to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of the people who depend on us and who we love. And that to me is probably a really good mantra for everybody. Is we have to take care of ourselves first, or otherwise we can't take care of the people around us and the people that depend on us, the people who care about us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before I got together with my husband, I told him, I said, okay, here's the deal. I said, you take care of you for me, and I'll take care of me for you.
Oh, that is so nice.
And we've now been together for 32 years. So.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Congratulations.
So we have to
Yeah.
take care of each other, but we have to take care of ourselves so that we
Yeah.
can take care of each other.
Yeah, the good thing about us like being certified by the Canfield Success, which is you and I think we did it the same year to 2018. We got certified is by going through the training ourselves as trainers, we were able to change. Well, we did a long years ago by attending seminars and workshops and reading the right books and all that. But we have to change ourselves for us to be able to change others. You're right. So we have to be the role models, the examples for other people, especially now in these difficult times. God knows positive people are very much needed because a lot of people are living in fear. They're living in stress and all that. So I really appreciate that. So do you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, talk to me about that.
You know, it was interesting. You know, as we go through all of these types of programs and stuff, you know, you hear people with all the tragic things that have happened to them and whatever, and it's like, you know, I would always say that I'm lucky because I've never had these tragic things happen and all those kinds of things. And you know, the thing that I guess probably the worst thing that happened to me was that I ended up having cancer. But I say that I'm lucky because it was all contained within the tumor when they removed it. So I didn't have to do chemo or radiation or anything because it was all contained and we caught it in time. But it does take a toll on us and, you know, and you know, psychologically and stuff. But we were talking about stories in one of the trainings and Patty says, well, everybody has a story. And so it's like, well, I really don't have one like all these other people do. I haven't been through those kinds of tragic kinds of things. And she goes, well, just tell me your story. So I did. And when I got finished, she goes, okay, first off, you need to quit saying that you're lucky. She goes, because it wasn't luck that got you where you are. And she goes, and that was one of the best stories of resilience that I've ever heard. She goes, because you never went to the point of saying, oh, poor me. And she goes, yeah, you know, you always had the next step. You always were thinking, okay, now what, now what, now what, now what? And she said that, you know, the times in your life when you had, you know, the two surgeries for the cancer situation, she says, you know, you heard something was, you know, that they were looking for the design studio manager for a major company, because so you went and applied for it while you were still recuperating from the surgeries. And she goes, and you got it. And she says, you know, you had the cancer and you go, okay, what next? Now what I'm gonna do? Because she says, because I had quit my job to start my own business at that point. And that's when I found out I had cancer because I had gone water skiing and tried to learn how to slalom. So when you start looking at all the things that I've done, and I've always started a business, and you know, after I you know, ended up leaving one of the companies I was working for, it's like, if I can do this as studio manager for this company, I can start my own design business. And so I left, and you know, versus history, and that's been since 1990. And so I've ended up having a retail store. I've had a design business along with that. I had a designer showroom in the design district. I've had, you know, I've chaired the interior design department at the college. So I'm doing the jewelry business. I'm starting this, you know, speaking business and you know, growing that. So I would say I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes, you are indeed. The couple of things there that I didn't know about you. Yeah. So, so this is what your transition is. You said like probably by February next year, you may be done with the design business, and then you're going to focus on the teaching and the training part of it. Yeah, that's a great transition. So what other skills do you have that we don't know about?
Well, I started doing the jewelry business many, many years ago, and then I stopped because the design business got so busy. And my assistant said that I needed to take a jewelry class with her. And so I was like, oh, I don't know. And one more thing to do. And so finally I said, okay, fine. So it got me back into the jewelry business again. So we're just now in the process of putting our websites together, because we have separate jewelry businesses, but we're kind of doing some of the things, you know, kind of the same and but different. And so so that's going on. And I'm also a wood turner. So I make writing pens and turn bowls and you know, wine bottle stoppers. And so I'm just creative. I also paint, which I haven't done in years, and I went and got a bunch of canvases that a while back, and so I'm kind of gearing up for that semi-retirement thing, to do the things I want to do rather than things I have to do. And that's kind of
Absolutely.
where it is. And feeding
Yeah,
your soul, feeding your passion. That's what we all
absolutely.
need to be thinking about. Because when we
Absolutely.
can feed our soul and our passion, everything else falls into place.
Yes, it does indeed. And anything to do with art is so healing, I find.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
It's like
I think.
meditation.
Yeah, it is like anything to do with art. Like I think it was when I was in the Middle East working in Abu Dhabi for one of the oil companies. I took a drawing class. Oh my goodness, was it ever so healing? I remember I used to put the TV off when I had homework to do at home. Like it was silk painting, and I remember I used to put my phone off. And before I knew it, I was sitting in that dining table working on my homework, on my art for 4 hours.
Oh, I know.
It flies like it was just an hour ago that I started. And then I find it was like 11 p.m. at night. Oh my goodness. It is so healing. Anything to do with art, I find, whether you play an instrument or you draw or you create jewelry or anything artistic is really healing. I don't think people appreciate it that much, but I think it is a good idea. People try one, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they try something, so it's really healing. Good for you. And
But
then
doing that, what you were talking about is, being there for 4 hours. It's like, that's when you're in flow.
yeah,
That's when the things that feed your soul, that's what it's
yeah,
all about.
yeah,
When I'm sitting there making the jewelry, same thing happens. I think I'm there for an hour and I'm there for 4 or 5.
I
But
know.
I put on soft music and I sit there and it's like meditation. And when
It
I'm
is.
done, I'm not tired. I'm not agitated. It's just like I've been meditating for that long.
I know.
And so that's the kind of things that, when I say find the things that feed your soul and that you're passionate about, those are the things to really pay attention to when we get to those points. And when I hire people, the question that I ask them, and I hired one of my past students, she's been my assistant for 12 years now, but I asked her the question, if you could go to work every single day, and at the end of the day, you could say, God, I had fun today, what would you be doing all day long? And so her answer, I mean, it was like deer in the headlights. It's like, oh my God, I haven't thought about that before. Well, when you think about it, and she gave me all the things that she loved doing as it related to the design business, were all the things I don't like to do.
Oh,
And so I
wow.
said, well, why don't you just come to work for me? And she goes, really? I said, yeah. She goes, now you're sure? You're positive? I said, yeah. Well, it's 12 years, and so we
Oh,
got to do what we enjoyed. So we were keeping 8-10 projects at a time with just 3 people.
yeah.
Well, that's unheard of. But everybody was doing what they enjoy, and we have fun. We cut up, we laugh, but we were keeping 10, 12 projects at a time, which was crazy. And so we pared it down to 4 over the last 4 years. And so when these finish, we haven't been taking new ones on. And that's what it's about. You have to have a plan to get from where you are to where you want to be. And when you can design your life and put the plan together to get there, that's what I love helping people do, is to just understand where they are. Because sometimes we don't even know, we don't pay attention to even where we are in life. And so if we can understand who we are, where we are, and where we want to go, and some of those things that feed our soul, my gosh, that's the beginning of the blueprint for living an
Exactly.
incredible life.
Life, absolutely. You nailed it. You nailed it. Oh my goodness. I could talk to you for hours. And anything you want to add? Because I have 2 personal questions that I want to ask you that I ask everybody, every guest of mine.
Well, I think we kind of talked about, everything what's going on with me, and the same with you, Gabby. Every time I talk with you on a call, I always learn something from you. And that's the thing that, that another thing that we need to be aware of is that no matter who we are around, whether we think they're below or above us, we all can always learn something from them.
Absolutely.
And when we do, it's like people when we go on our walk. We walk every morning. At 7:00 we go and we walk about 2 miles. And everybody, even during COVID, people would be walking through the park or whatever, and they don't say anything, and they're not smiling or whatever. Well, we made the decision that every time we see somebody, we're going to say hello, no matter whether they know them or not, whether they look grungy or not or whatever. We're going to say hello. And so every time we pass somebody, I'll say, good morning. And I say it loud because a lot of times people have their earbuds in, so I say it loud. I say, good morning. And everybody's like, some of them are, well, good morning. And they keep going. No smile or whatever. But after we do it and see them, then they smile. And sometimes now some of them are starting to say good morning before we get a chance to.
Oh,
And there's this old man that he walks kind of like this, and he'll sit on a bench and just no smile, no expression, nothing. And so I started saying hello to him, and now he says hello, he smiles, and he waves. And so yesterday morning I said, "How are you?" He goes, "I'm doing good." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so good to see," because he was just such this sad person.
Yeah.
But if it's not what we were doing of me saying hello to him and showing that at least I care about him or whatever, he could have just gone off the deep end of being sad forever. And it's just like, when we can change somebody's life just by saying hello.
Yeah.
Imagine if we just paid attention a little bit more, what we could do and how we can help people.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about,
Yeah. Yeah. And then I do on our walk every morning, and I do the same, Glenn. I always say good morning to everybody who is like coming my way. And some of them, they get surprised. But about that old man that you said, I used to volunteer for seniors years ago, and you will not believe how many of them are so lonely.
Yes.
They
You're
are
so
so
right.
lonely. I want to get back to that volunteering, because even if I just go in and read a book for someone, or just listen to someone who doesn't have anybody to talk to, or take them for a grocery shopping, or take them for a walk, I would love to go back. But yeah, probably this gentleman was really lonely and sad, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do the
No, he's
same
smiling
too.
when we pass by, and I just love
I
it.
know,
I
I
made a
know.
difference, and that's the beauty of
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. That is incredible. Okay, I'm going to ask you two questions, and then we're
Okay.
going to wrap up. If you had to visit 3 countries before you die, what countries would they be? Which countries would they be?
Well, the first one would be Italy.
Okay.
And I want to go to the Amalfi Coast. That's kind of one of my bucket list things.
Okay.
Two. I'm sorry.
Two. You have got one more.
Well, the Amalfi Coast, I think that was an area that, and I've been to Paris, which I love. And I probably want to go back there. But the other place that I think that I haven't been to that I really would want to go to would be, two actually, Switzerland and the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Yeah, they're close to one another. Yeah.
And to see the people.
Yeah.
And when we travel, we don't really stay in the best hotels and stuff. We stay where we can be with the people and understand the culture. Because when you stay in big resorts and stuff, you're not immersed into the culture. Like when we went to Puerto Vallarta for a number of years in a row, and we didn't stay in the new area, in the Nuevo area. We went to the old town and stayed with the people and the culture. And I think, that's the beauty of traveling, and just traveling here within the United States. It's really interesting to be part of the culture of the people and understand the people in the different areas of the country, and driving through the Indian nations and stuff. And, it's to really see how other people live. I think that's the beauty of travel.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to love the Netherlands more than Switzerland, because people are so nice in there. They're so friendly. Yeah. Good job. Good choices. Italy seems to be coming a lot, followed by Egypt when I ask the people that I interview. And then one dream that you would love to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet, but you would love to accomplish before you die. One dream, what would it be?
To finish my book and get my whole program together so that I can help people live their best life. That's been my goal since I started this final journey. And I think if I get that accomplished and where I can help people and it makes a difference, and at the end of my life when I'm done, is that
yeah. Oh,
it gets to me just even thinking about it, where people will say, that I've made a difference in their life.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Wow.
And it's going to happen very, yeah, I know how much you want this one, and it's going to be happening very soon, sooner than you know.
Gives me goosebumps when I've made a difference for people. I just feel this, it just goes through my body.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that tells me every single time that I'm on the right path.
Yes, you are.
So
indeed.
we all need to pay attention to those things that tell us when we're on the right path.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so before we're wrapping up right now, it was a pleasure having you. I could talk to you for hours, but one last advice for all our listeners and are watching this video.
I think one of the biggest things is two things is treat yourself nice and trust in what you know to treat yourself nice, but also treat others nice and treat yourself just as good as you treat other people, because we're all here to be of service to others. That's just in our DNA. That's who we are, I think. And when we can help other people become better or help other people to live better by just being nice, by just saying hello, making a difference in their day, or smiling, even not saying hello, just smiling as you pass somebody, to just treat people nicely, I think our world would become so much better. One person is no better than the other.
No.
And so we just all, have to treat each other with love and respect.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That gave me goosebumps. And yes, like for example, opening the door for someone who is getting heavy stuff, getting in the elevator, like helping somebody out, especially the older or the disabled. And then just smiling at somebody. A smile can just mean a lot to somebody, like sad or going through a tough time. Just giving them just giving them this beautiful, genuine smile, saying hello, have a good day. How are you today? Even if for someone you don't know. So I totally agree with you, Glenn. That was incredible.
Yeah, one of the things I heard yesterday, which kind of wraps all this up, is that it's not about the big things.
Yeah.
It's about the little things, because all those little things end up being the big things.
The big things. My God, that's powerful. I have to write that down. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for being on my show.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so grateful that you wanted me to be on.
Yes, it's been a while on work for a while now. Thank you. And I will see you in the meeting, I think maybe tonight. I don't know if you're joining tonight. Yeah, I'll see you on the meeting tonight. So this is it. I'll be posting Glen's resume and social media links. Get in touch with him. He's incredible. And up until the next episode, stay safe and wishing you grace, peace, and balance. Have a good one.
Thank you, my friend. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
Stay in touch.